Springfield Hellcat with the put the ball in the bucket sight system. Start things off as always with our full mag +1. We're using Fiocchi 115 grain ball ammunition, and I'm going to use the extended finger rest. That gives us the 13 +1 rounds you see in all the advertisements. So 14 rounds in this little guy. Got a piece of steel out about 15 or so yards away, just so I got something to aim at. I'm going to function check this with the full mag +1 and see if I can also hit stuff while we're at it. Here we go. Little gun. Quite a bit of snap, as you'd expect from something this small. Kind of threw me off there for a second, but then you get in the groove and the gun runs. So we've got our TV dinner tray out because it's time for what's for dinner. Now the 365 being as small as it is, we wanted to focus a little more on defensive rounds. So we don't have the aluminum and we don't have steel. Tried to keep things what you might be buying this gun for. As you can see, we start off with the lightest at 65 grain, and our heaviest this time is just 147 grain. But we've got hollow points, the Golden Saber, we've got the Federal Syntech Defense, some critical duty in there, the Hexagon, some bulk Federal hollow point. 365 don't have the hollow points out with us, but we do have the ball. This is the stuff that's meant to be ideal for a barrel length about this size. The Norma MHP at 108 grain. This we've got in there just to have a lightweight snubby, the Winchester Super Clean 90 grain. We have the Ops 85 grain hollow point frangible. Little tiny thing, looks more like a 380. And of course our lightest is the 65 grain Inceptor. Let's get to it. With our lightest is the Inceptor 65 grain. Now, lightweight bullets depend on speed to deliver their energy. That usually means barrel length to get up to speed. With a short little barrel like this, we may not be generating as much speed or energy, so that might be a trouble with the gun. We'll find out on target number 1. That is snappy. Through the third shot, but it ran and locked the slide back. And before I forget, since I didn't say it on the intro to What's for Dinner, we're only doing 3 rounds of each type for a reason. We want to see, does it pick up from slide lock? Like when you first insert a magazine, will it pick it up? Then does the round generate enough energy to cycle the gun properly and feed the next round? Also, does it generate enough energy to lock the slide back? Really, this can be done with just 2 rounds. We do 3 to reduce anomalies. We don't do a full mag because that's already been done. We know the mags work. We just want to see if the rounds will cycle in this gun. Weighing in at 85 grains, we've got the Ops. The box was upside down. 1 precise shot. This is a hollow point frangible. Kind of an interesting round. If you ever look at Ammo Inc., they've got some cool stuff about it hitting the gel and all that. Target number 2. This round was softer recoil, definitely had a higher pitch sound. I think it actually got up to speed. Now we're up to 90 grain. We're using this because it is a light for caliber load and it's snubby. These are the lead-free super clean stuff for target number 3. Sure picked up that round easily. No troubles there, lock the slide back. Looks like I've got a trend going on of 2 together and 1. Next up is Norma's monolithic hollow point. This is 108 grain. Kind of an odd weight, but so far no issues with these lightweight rounds. Target number 4. That had a nice push of a recoil to it, not as snappy as the other ones. Lock the slide back. Next is normally the normal weight that Americans are used to. 365 ammo, 115 grain. Once again, this is special because it's supposed to get up to 1050 in a 3-inch barrel, like the Hellcat, or maybe the 365. I'm not sure. Someone will have to verify that for me. Wanted to throw a bit of commentary. Usually I have issues with my thumb contacting the slide stop and preventing the guns from locking back when we do these tests. I'm sure those of you that have been with us for a while have seen me do that. I'm not having that problem with this gun, and I'm thinking it's because the recoil is snapping my hand out of that area before the slide gets back. Who knows? Target number 5, SIG 365 ammo. Ooh, the recoil has stepped up. That was snappier, but shot nicely once again with the 2 together and 1 flyer.
All right, next up we have the Federal Ammunition 115 grain. This is bulk ammo. Hollow point. Kind of in there. And next we have the Norma Hexagon 124 grain hollow point. These are match grade. That was not on the target. Those went all over the place.
Wow.
My point of aim didn't change. So I felt comfortable in my sight picture and in my shot when I shot the Norma Hexagon. So we're going to try it again and see what the results are. Same thing. That's crazy. So next up is the Hornady Critical Duty. These are 135 grain flex lock in the non-plus P variety. Target number 8. Well, the recoil was heavier, and the one I thought I pulled actually hit the target. The rest of them were to the right. I think that's my error. All right, my new favorite, the Federal Syntech 138 grain. It's because they're blue. I did like the purple, but these are really nice. Target number 9. They're all going to the right.
That stuff smelled different.
It does, and the recoil was quite harsh.
Ended up pretty far to the right.
It did. So these are the Remington Golden Saber brass jacketed hollow point in 147 grade. Hopefully I can redeem myself for target number 10. little bit better. Still shooting to the right.
Tighter group.
Tighter group. Need more practice. We're going to finish up with a little accuracy testing, and I will shoot at the right circle square using the Nosler match grade, 115 grain.
Also a hollow point.
Also a hollow point. Yeah, it is.
I will also use the Nosler Match 115 grain jacketed hollow point for my 5 shots. I'm going to use the extended because otherwise I end up with some hand hanging off here, but that's what I get for having banana hands. We will aim at the left circle square. Woo! It is snappy in this gun.
So the Hellcat, I've been looking forward to being able to do a review on this gun and to shoot it because I hadn't had that opportunity yet, and I really enjoyed it. The texture is really nice. It does get sticky in the hand, but I prefer that over being sharp. I love this little memory point that it has here on the front of the slide. The recoil is quite snappy and obviously differed with various loads, so I would want to do that again to be able to choose what load I was going to carry in it for a defensive load. The trigger pull is nice. The sights are nice. I don't know why I was shooting off to the right. Obviously that's a shooter error that I'll address on my own time. It fits well in my hand and I really enjoyed it.
So my first experience with the Hellcat was at a media event just before they were launched. And everyone, of course, said, oh, it's the SIG 365 with one more round. I'd argue it's a little different than that. For me, the 365, which is a great gun, pinches my finger. Just the edge of my trigger finger ends up kind of rolling under the trigger sometimes in recoil. That happened today with the Hellcat with this Nosler Match, which was very hot ammo in this gun, big fireballs and everything. But it doesn't happen with other stuff. Something about, I think the gun, they say it's the exact same dimensions, but this fits my hand better. I mean, that's just a fact. The texturing, when I first picked it up and read the brochure talking about how it's this adaptive texturing stuff, I thought, no, it's just really fine stippling, but nice marketing. It actually does get kind of sticky. It's almost like some of those softer rubber things that you play with that kind of just adhere to your skin a little bit. It does that and it really holds in place, which is good because recoil is stout, but that's to be expected with such a short barrel. You end up with having to have a really stiff slide spring, but everything else runs really nicely. The putting the ball in the bucket sight system I thought wasn't going to work for me for aiming precisely, but it's actually lined up really well. They did the math right and figured things out so that the bottom edge of that fluorescent ring does sit right on the line, and then you end up perfectly level on the top of the rear with the top of the front, and you can shoot accurately. So I gotta say, good job to HS Produkt and good job to Springfield with the Hellcat.